Windrose's combat system is complicated and probably made you quit. The thing is, it's not that complicated once you break it down and make use of the three key parts of the game's combat system. Let's first take a look at the game, and maybe I'll be able to tell you a little bit how you can have a better time with the combat system by the end of this video. If you didn't already know, Windrose is a survival RPG set in the shallow base of piratry. My script editor tells me piratry isn't the word, but my most trusted rubber duck agrees with me. So we'll go with that. You start out on a pirate ship, being boarded by the evil Captain Blackbeard. We're introduced through a fairly simple tutorial that's telling us close to nothing. Combat includes three main buttons: left click for a light attack, middle mouse for a heavy attack, and then right click for blocking. Somewhere along the way we figure out that we can do a little combat dash as well. Few UI elements to keep an eye on here. We have a green stamina circle in the middle of the screen. Each dash will drain one blip of stamina, while attacking will drain stamina depending on your weapon's choice. We also have a health bar. It doesn't go below 0, because that's where you're dead. To increase your max HP, you can eat food. If you ever played Valheim, you are vaguely familiar with the system already. All food is available in different rarities, providing different amount of satiety, as well as increasing certain stats, depending on what you actually consume. Being hungry is very forgiving and won't actually kill you. Running around in the safety of your base, you don't have to worry about this hunger system at all. With that said, once you leave your base, you better wish you've chowed down on something worthy a king. Early game combat is tough. You will find yourself planning out attacks on dodos. That's right. Remember those like fuzzy friends from Ark Survival? The ones you mostly knock out as a T-Rex bait? Yeah, they will peck and launch at you with their talons in this game like you have never seen before. While initially the coastal dodos only fight you if you anger it, not all dodos are so patient. Seeing one of these blue bastards always means trouble. Not seeing it means you'll end up ganked by a gang of birds at any moment. And they do not care about backstabbing you in your inventory. Ask me how I know. Here's the thing. Initially you'll die a lot. Like a lot. Enemies deal crazy high damage while also having insane reach. We're eventually slogging our way through our first few enemies, occasionally feeling like an actual badass when we're able to attack and not burn all our stamina on just dodging. Hey! Look, we found our first copper mine. First metal in any survival game is usually a good bump in progression. We get back home from the copper mine and we find Dr. Galen. Not sure I should trust this guy. Galen is Swedish for insane. Galen fills us in on what happened on the ship, how we got boarded, shot clean through, and ditched overboard to die. It appears gunshot wounds are supposed to kill you. Maybe he's a doctor after all. It's insane how close these pirate ships come sometimes. Maybe it's perspective, but surely we're within firing range soon, huh? Oof, he turned around. The good doctor also handed over his little boat for us to use. You can spawn this little jolly wherever and whenever you need it. This doesn't have any storage, but later ships will have storage available as well. We're now able to build out copper smelting, since we found the copper ore earlier. Smelting needs a few different resources, but nothing too hard to get our hands on. Before you know it, we have a bunch of new crafting recipes to play around with. Fast travel bell here in particular is super nice, as it allows us to freely teleport between our settlements. With the copper unlocked, we have a bunch of new workbenches we can build. We should probably move the main workbench inside the house as well. Clearly we'll need an extension to our little shack. Let's bash a hole in this wall. Some new floors, a couple of walls. And a roof. I like the open design, only wish there was a way to fill in the top area of the roof, like a triangle piece that fits perfectly in there. There's so many different pieces, but nothing really fits in there properly. This is far from the only game that's been missing this specific piece as well. I have a faint memory of both Valheim and Ark missing this exact piece. Not sure why that is. Eventually we're done with all the points of interest on the first island. When we first met the doctor after the shipwreck, he told us about some captured crew members. We have 3 potential locations we could find a beach ship as well. We desperately need a bigger ship. This little jolly will not hold the 6 crew the doctor mentioned before. Around each ship there is a bunch of these big crabs and a few drowned to fight off as well. These drowned is different to what we fought so far. They're having pretty bad acid reflux going on. The ship isn't what we're looking for. I could have told you that from afar, my friend. It didn't strike me as very seaworthy, having a big hole where most of the ship is supposed to be. Surely this also doesn't have enough of the middle part of the ship left to float. It looks like we'll need to investigate closer nonetheless. No need to fight apparently, we can just sneak up and have a little look. Looks like I was right. She won't float. There is still some enemies. Combat remains a struggle, so getting some extra experience probably won't hurt. Few crabs later and we'll continue on our way. Continuing along the coastline, we'll eventually find a light in the forest line. This has to be where the first crew member is kept. Unfortunately, the rescue team for said crew member hasn't fully grasped the combat system yet and diced a crab trying to reach the pirate camp in the first place. Needless to say, the boat ride back takes forever. I'm starting to experiment with the combat a bit at this point. There is no way I should struggle this much. I'm trying to use the block ability much more than just dodging. This does feel a lot better, allowing me to be significantly more aggressive, but still not invincible. We find some loot around the camp and let the captured sailor know he can hang out with me and be safe. Furthermore, down the shoreline there is a little bay, where our final chance for a bigger ship is found. This time it doesn't look too bad, and the game agrees. It's not perfect. We'll need more wood, few nails, coarse fabric and some ropes. Most of that is gathered directly or made from plant fibers. There's a copper mine on this island as well. We could visit to gather some copper for the nails before leaving. Our last mine, of course, didn't have any enemies, but this one does. Not really feeling like fighting another 3 drowned right now, so let's just get out of here. We got plenty of copper already. Let's melt that copper. Make some nails, 10 rope, 20 coarse fabric, only missing the wood before we can head out. Could probably have gathered this on site next to the ship, but complex thinking is not why you came here after all. We arrive at the shipwreck by evening. Some enemies to fight off before depositing the resources needed for the repairs. The drowned comes out during night and you will also find more of these big thorn fiddlers. Fiddler is a remarkable word, especially for a crab. Turns out we can't captain a ship without a crew, so time to release those captive crew members. This means we are heading for the 3rd and final island in the demo. A bit of a stumble as we arrive first, but I'm still running out of stamina and I'm unable to dodge incoming damage as a result. No joke though, it takes 5 minutes to cross the ocean to get over here. Obviously I've sped it up here, but like you get the point, right? The final crew member. Let's try to really weave in some blocking to save on some of the stamina. Here's the thing. If you're fighting a single person, you should always try to use your block instead of dodging. While dodging drains stamina, blocking does not. So even if you just hold the block button avoiding damage and then swing in between, you will have way more stamina for dealing damage. Once you're a bit more comfortable, you can start blocking with perfect timing as well. The window is honestly pretty generous. Perfectly timing your blocks will not only stop incoming damage, it will also remove some of the enemy's block. If you didn't get that yet, yours and the enemy's block is displayed as this little shield icon on your HUD, as well as under the enemy's health bar. Once you're able to deplete all of their shields, they'll enter a staggered state, just like yourself. Since you hopefully didn't use any stamina for defense, you'll be able to wail on them pretty good once they are in this defenseless state. That was the final camp of pirates to release our crew. With all of our crew released, we should be able to get back to the ship and get it into the water. And look at her, what a beauty! the queen of the oceans. There is so many little details on this ship. It's amazing, really. I only wish they had more stuff we could do. Little interactable things. There is an internal storage, but you access it at the ship's wheel instead of the chests down on the main floor, for example. No way to manually fire cannons, no interactions with sails, no doors to open. That would probably be my main request and feedback about the ships overall. A little bit more interactivity on the ships would be super nice. Maybe I can go and high-five my sailors, I don't know. Let me do something other than just walk around on the ship. Anyway, look at her take off. Holy hell, she's fast. You give her the beans and she'll fly. Our shipwreck is ready to sail. Yeah, name the shipwreck. What about it? Oh, and ship has a sea shanty button when captaining.
Now lads, it's a damn tough life, full of toil and strife, where man undergo.
Because why not? From here you'll go to battle at sea. Sinking ships, getting sunk, all equally fun. And if you're struggling with the battle system overall or the combat system, remember to use your blocking. It makes it so much easier. Hope you found this video useful in some way. I won't spoil the rest for you. Go play the demo yourself. I promise it's a good time. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.